So I'm not trained up until this point. I'm 42 years old, but I've been drawing since I was in 7th grade at least, and about 12, and never had any training. Mostly copying out of comic books or Mad magazines, that type of thing. That's a big influence on me. Movie posters ever since I was a kid. So when I started looking for jobs, it was they wanted a portfolio put together, and I didn't have anything conceptual. I had lots of good technical work, with a couple of common mistakes that one sees if you haven't been trained. So coming to the Illustration Academy really tightened up some of those skills, learning some placement of composition, just the basics that I never had any actual training in. So when I started to come to this particular class, the Scott's class, I hadn't done any mediums except for pencil. It was just pencil, and sometimes I do some pen and nothing, not technical pen, just comic book outline type pens. So Scott introduced me to watercolor, which ended up for this little horror tale, which is actually a autobiographical story about the time when I was an idiot in my early 20s when I bought a medical specimen human head in a jar from a science and surplus store in Chicago. And once Scott taught me how to use watercolors, and this is incrementally getting a little better and getting a little sharper to how I wanted it. So that really, between the composition, anyone who wants to get into illustration as a career, there are so many things that you can learn from just experience, and you should learn. But just like someone who has done all of their time in school and no time out and about, I think it is important for someone who is self-taught to come and get some actual instruction. And this place is like a trade school, really. This is like any of these classes that you take, the emphasis is on work. And it's on hard work, and it's on spending long hours on your work, and paying a lot of attention to your work, and doing it fast, and learning new methods to do it fast. And I think that's important. I think that's what people want, things, and they want them fast, and they'll pay for them if they're fast and they're good. But they don't have time to wait for one to be an artist. They don't have to, someone who's hiring an illustrator doesn't have time for someone to, I have a vision, but I haven't done it, or I have an excuse as to why I haven't. It's do it, and do it fast, and get the message across. And I think that's what a place like this really teaches budding illustrators, as opposed to a degreed school, because the emphasis is on doing the work, not on doing the work to a certain level where you get graded. So that's it.